Yo, what's good, brother? How are you? It's Lewis here. Got a simple question for you today. Just going to take a small drink. What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened along the way? You built this incredible business, you earn good money, you've got a nice watch, you travel, you're respected. You literally are living the exact outcomes of everything you dreamed of when you were younger. But deep down, bro, deep fucking down, you still feel completely off. Something's missing. You don't feel 110% yourself. There's that voice in the back of your head that's just gnawing at you and you can't seem to silence it. You've got this average physique, skinny, fat, you may be carrying too much fat, under muscled. You just don't like how you see yourself. The perception in which you have is not in alignment. It's not what it needs to be. You scratch your head every single night when you go to bed thinking, fuck, tomorrow's the day I'm getting back to it. I need to work on me. My health is number one. But then that day never comes. And then the day bleeds into one another. Your energy is super unpredictable. And no matter what you seem to achieve, it never feels enough. You're always setting this, false expectation. Your thermostat is massive in terms of how big your goals, your ambitions, your dreams, your desires are. But yet you've not actually taken the time to build the man that can warrant the level of success in which you truly want. Because uncommon to popular belief, lads, you might have everything you could have ever imagined, but see if you're not 100% right. You've not got the physique, the performance, the productivity, the purpose installed. You're always going to feel that something's off, something's missing. And that gap between the gain only gets bigger and bigger and bigger the longer you wait, the longer you sit in maybe land thinking, someday real soon, maybe I will finally have the time, the money, the energy to change. But you have it right now. But why are we not taking action on this, fellas? And there's a simple fix, right? Simple fix, over here, me and the boys blasting 100 dirty push-ups out at the $5 million per month villa in Uluwatu over in Bali. That was an incredible mastermind weekend. But you know yourself, lads, success, right? Success without embodiment is a scam. It's a simple scam. It's a psyop that the government, the other people, the friends, family put on you from a young age, thinking, if you've got the money, you can look after the missus, you can drive the nice car, you can, keep up with the Joneses, and you're going to be happy. But you don't just need money. You don't just need external. You don't just need, right? Because so many guys will only fall to what they need, never rise to what they truly want in life. And see, when you break it down, imagine back when you were a little kid, you wanted that Greek god physique, you wanted that superhero status. But why is it now in your later years, 25 onwards, 30, 35, you're just lacking that, magnetism, that attraction, that energy, that presence, that aura, that powerful nervous system that allows you to regulate your stress, your emotional state, and show up every single day, and actually have the testosterone required to value doing the hard work. What's went wrong? You're cooked right now, dude. You're not where you want to be. You're stressed. You're anxious. You're, always pulling at your t-shirt, trying to, straighten it out because you feel insecure in your physique, guys. And the thing is, you're not exhausted because of your work. You're just exhausted because you're misaligned. And this is the thing. It's like imagine like a radio station, right? Trying to get the right frequency. Even if it's 1% off, you're going to be 100% off because it's not on the right frequency for you to align with universal intelligence, universal downloads, laws. It is literally a law of the universe that you have to be across the board. Your energy, your health, your mindset, and look up the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, for example. You can't have one without the other. You can't have the green without the red. You need to be someone who is across the board, because when you're misaligned, if you want to listen to, let's say, house music, when we're speaking about this radio station, Right now you're getting static, you're still hearing something, but it's not what you want. It's not what you need. It's never been the noise, the energy, the vibe, the frequency that you actually want to operate from, and it's killing you every single day. It's like mental suicide. It's a slow, subtle death by 100 tiny cuts. You didn't just wake up one day and you were off. You behaved your way to feeling off, even though so many other aspects of your life are growing and developing. You got to ask yourself one day, at what fucking cost? Because a man, simply, without structure, you're always going to be at war with yourself. You're never going to feel that complete sense of, I'm winning. Like, even for me, personally, see, when I'm aligned, my growth habits are there, I'm doing my morning cardio, I've optimized my entire life for freedom. But the thing is with freedom, guys, those who have it and don't use it, right, because you want to grind, you want to build, they're the ones who win. But systems, right, the systems you need in your life are the real freedom indicators, right? Right now you've got lag indicators. You're burnt out, you're stressed, you're out of shape, you're fatigued, you're tired, volatile energy, your food's a mess, no nutritional standards. When was the last time you trained 5-6 days a week? I don't even know. I'm not even telling you to train 5-6 days a week, but a consistent week of training. You know, it's like, without those things in place, guys, that discipline is going to turn into pressure and burnout. And you're going to start freaking out, scratching your head, asking yourself all these 110 different questions. What do I need? Do I need to eat like a bodybuilder? Do I need to train 6 times a week? Do I need to hire a PT? Do I need to do all this? It's like, you think you need to work harder, but I want to give you a different system, guys. I want to tell you, you don't need to work harder. You need to do less better at the highest level. You need structure that sustains you and allows you to operate at your own very own definition of what peak performance can be. When you've got flow state, when you're aligned, when you are literally showing up every single day as a man that you would admire. Where the self-work installs the self-worth, so therefore you can think more laterally. You can think clearly, you have consistent energy. You have amazing daily non-negotiable routines that keep you in a regulated state with your physique, your health, your purpose, your hormones, your mindset. Because right now, if your mindset essentially means beliefs locked, and if you're locked in with the current beliefs in which you have, nothing will ever change, because the current mind you have is giving you the current results in which you have. And if you don't like the results you have, how you feel, how you look, how you think, how you perform, then it's your mindset we need to change, how you do things. We need to shift those beliefs, right? Because right now they're not serving you. Otherwise you would already have the result. So the big fix for you guys, right? There's me looking jacked. The big fix for you, right? You need to understand that your physical state, your health, energy, performance, your routines, that will control your mental and financial ceiling, because your level of success in life, guys, let's say it's up here, hypothetical level of success, the jigsaw puzzle, everything is in place. It will never outweigh your level of self-development. And if your self-development's down here, it's too big a jump and a gap. It's too big a vertical. So you actually need to spend more time working on your habits, your mindset, your body. Because once your physique is locked, guys, it's going to be the foundation for your performance, right? I have never met a guy who's in incredible shape doubt himself. He backs himself, he aligns with himself. They walk into a room, they have the status, the respect, the confidence to command, to lead. They take more risks. They're curious, they have no ego. They are generally someone who has mastered themselves. And if you feel like those areas, those components are currently missing, then you're going to simply understand that your body is either fueling your mission or quietly destroying it. Because if you are completely off kilter, off the flow, off the vibe of what you truly now need to be operating with and from, then you're going to be slowly going off, almost like an aeroplane, right? If the driver was heading for New York, for example, and he fell asleep at the wheel, for a second it wouldn't matter, but you know, he could have bumped his elbow on the, steering wheel, and it went off just by 1%, and he just nodded off, and it was just flying. You'd end up in fucking Peru. So you might be doing all the things, you might be putting all the energy and all the effort and all the stress, all the hours, all the time, but if you're not in the right alignment, you're going to end up in a completely different place, a space and place that you don't actually want to be in. And the thing is, you're not actually lost, right? You might think you're lost, right? But you're just undirected. As a high performing man, you need mission, you need clarity, you need confidence, and you need to remove yourself from being your own biggest glass ceiling. Because all your time, attention, energy, and effort is going into living this good quality life, building the business, saving the princess. You work extremely hard, and I know that, I see that. But you keep telling yourself you need more motivation. You need more, you need more, you need more. You almost beg yourself every single week that this Monday coming is going to be your Monday coming. But it never comes. And it's always the most immature guys that rely on motivation, right? But you don't need that. You need a full system overhaul. You need alignment across the 4 Ps, right? And I'm going to explain what those 4 Ps are, guys. These are super important to me. Because most men never feel powerful because they never decide who they want to be across the board. Like I've said, imagine a Colosseum, right? A Colosseum. It is built upon pillars, right? And you're at the center of all of it. But everything must be stacked in synergy, layer by layer, brick by brick, one by one, on an even surface, a strong foundation for it to grow and scale and turn into what it is. They can host and harbour events, many people can come to them, so much excitement, so much noise. You can't do all of that if some of the pillars are off, right? If you're off. Because everything in your life will get better the minute you get better. Because you're at the centre of your own life, guys. You are the idea creator, you're the grafter, you're the worker, you're the person people rely on. You are the guy. They should be leading from the front. But right now, if you don't even feel you're capable of leading yourself, then people around you will start to notice. There's going to be toxicity with your relationships, your work life, your financial literacy, your food relationship, your social life relationship. You're going to have vices. You're going to have cognitive disperformance. And you're going to find yourself in a place and space that does not actually serve the grand mission of where you want to go with your soul, with your life, with your purpose. Because success, status, and hidden dissatisfaction, guys, it is present along every single man's life. Every single man will experience this, right? This is me on the left-hand side, guys. I just proposed to my partner, love of my life. I just dropped all this money on a big fancy ring for her. I'd taken us on all these amazing holidays. My business was absolutely pumping. It was crushing. We just moved into a really nice flat. I had my dream car for where I was at the time. And from the outside looking in, I had everything. I was super successful. But I was ultimately, guys, so unfulfilled. I'd gained all this body fat, I'd lost loads of muscle, big bags under my eyes. I was stressed, I was anxious. I was waking up late, staying up late. I was binge eating. I'd lost muscle tissue. I was just feeling the worst version of myself. But even though, guys, everyone around me was saying, Lewis, you're killing it, you've got this, you're growing, what a man. I never felt those. I felt like I was completely missing from myself. And I want to hold on this frame for a moment. Because when I look at who I am now on the right-hand side, lean, jacked, high performer. Business is 10x, it's leaner, it's high performance. I've got good quality people coming in, coming out. I'm an attractive leader in the marketplace. I get clients, A-grade clients coming to me every single week, every single day. I'm the fastest, the fittest, the leanest, the most athletic, most cognitively sharp, high performance version of myself. And there was a shift, guys. There was a shift from the external to the internal. And a lot of you guys never want to focus on the internal game because you're scared. You fear that if you go all in on that, you might lose what you've achieved from the outside in. But the thing is, guys, when you master yourself from the inside out, everything around you from the outside begins to get better because you have the internal GPS, the sat-nav, the compass. Similar to, when you jump in a car, guys, this can be scary, but you jump in a car, you might know where you want to go. But if it's at night, the headlights come on. It doesn't stop you driving and reaching your destination. It just might be a new way of getting to the destination. And right now, doing what you're doing is not working for you. You can see it, you can feel it, your habits are out of alignment. You know every single day that you could be so much better, your potential, right? the potential in which you have. People tell you how big it is. Don't waste it, bro. Don't waste it, bro. But you're wasting it. You want to look the part, feel the part, have the energy, have the testosterone, have the high performance physique. Never stress or never even think for a moment that you're not where you are meant to be, that you're not who you're meant to be. Because alignment across the board is key, guys. You need to have the physique. You need to have the energy. You need to have the mindset. You need to have the performance. You need to have the habits. You need to have the system, because your level of success in life will always be capped by who you currently are. And it's always a personal development problem, trust me. And if you've got a shite physique, right, it's just a symbol, guys. It's symbolic more than anything else of the deeper avoidance in which you're operating with. See, every single time you try put a plaster on a bullet wound because you feel bad in yourself, so you go buy new shoes, buy new clothes, spend money on your missus, buy the car. Do you know what? I'm going to pause. I fucking love that you can do that. I love that you can treat your missus, buy what you want, do what you want. But fuck wearing a Rolex if you've got a little skinny bitch, feeble wrist, and it doesn't look good on. Fuck buying clothes that are, not really the right sizes because you've not done the right work to fill the clothing. I know you want to wear the tighter t-shirts, bro, but you're wearing the baggy shit because it hides your frame. I know you want to have the shorter shorts and expose the quads, but you can't because you've got skinny little legs. I know you want the abs, so when you take your t-shirt off, show yourself off on social media, that people tap you and give you the respect for saying, you know what, you're working hard. And they were going to respect you so much more because you're already building something big. You've got this savage business, you've got this partner, you've got this team, you've built bloat. And a steak's a steak, but a steak with too much fat on it, that's just too much fat. You need to cut the fat, guys. Still the same taste, but a leaner, healthier, more dialed in vehicle. One that's going to allow you to win and scale faster and be the man you've always wanted to be. Because the thing is, you don't need to have it to be it, you have to be it to have it. Long-term success comes from short-term wins, stacked consistently well. And yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but if you sprint the fucking marathon, I tell you what, you're going to fucking reach the level of success you want 10 times faster. Because you're not broken, right? You're just misaligned. Everything you do is misaligned. See, when I started aligning with the life I wanted to live, being the man who has the outcomes in which I want, started taking the pressure off, the stress off, started living more, started having more, started being more, started thinking more, started 10xing my thermostat based upon the values that I truly have, the quality of life that I truly want, the people I want to surround myself with, the energy I want day to day, the food that I want to consume, the standards in which I hold, the non-negotiables in which I operate with. Everything changed because the quality of my thinking got a hell of a lot better. The quality of my physique 10x'd. I got more attention. I got paid attention to a lot more. My aura, my confidence. Everything got so much more dialed in. My work improved. I became magnetic. People wanted to be around me 24/7, ask me for advice. Not even with business, not even with physique, but just life. Just energy. Just charisma, confidence. People were just attracted to understanding what I'm now doing to be this person because they've seen the change, they've followed, they've watched the process. And that can be you, but you're holding yourself back from living the life you want to live because you think something's off, but it's not. It's just a slight little pivot you need to align up with the next level version of yourself. And he's screaming, he's calling you. He wants you to assume the state of life in which you want and be him now, be him today. So he can course correct, change and align with the best outcomes possible. So everyone else in your life, like the Colosseum story, you're going to have the roaring fans, you're going to have the network, you're going to have the support system, but you need to stack on the right pillars, the right foundation. And take your time doing it, have the long game mapped out, be clear on who you now need to be at the end of the day and reverse engineer all the micro steps to facilitate that growth, that change, that real identity. Remove yourself from being the own biggest limiting factor of your life. Redefine that purpose, that routine, that flow. Work that inner game, rewire your mindset. Build this unbelievable high performance system that just scales you at the rate that you're scaling your business. Because the 4Ps, guys, right, and the TD5 is the system, right? This is what I use to help elite men essentially recalibrate their entire life, right? There's physique, there's purpose, there's productivity and performance, right? You can't have purpose without productivity. You can't be fully aligned with your mission, your values, your health, your energy, your growth, your scale, your relationships if you're not in flow. If we've not tapped in that inner code, we've not rewired the mind, we've not aligned the flow state system for each and every single God-given day. You need to have a complete standard SOP system to operate from day to day, so you're clear, you're aligned, you know how to balance body, business, life, mindset, energy, health, relationships and performance, and have it all laid out in front of you, so it's a simple system to implement on day to day. Then the physique. If you're off with your physique, your health, your energy, you will never be able to think laterally to achieve the level of purpose you want, because you won't be able to think clearly enough and expand your time horizon and future goals. And you're always going to be focused on the external, the dopamine, the quick wins in the now rather than the long game. Whereas we want to be able to, scale into the highest complexity of what life could be when we're absolutely nailing it, winning it, and then reverse engineer it to the daily simplicity and actually be present. That's where the purpose comes from. Now, performance. I've never seen someone perform at a really solid level physically and mentally if their physique's off, if they can't think laterally through the purpose component, and if they don't have a solid set routine. So every one of these bleeds in simultaneously, one to one, moment to moment, P to P. And that creates the TD5, which is the daily 5 system, which is the 5 simple habits every man must follow every single day that allows them to rewire their inner code by implementing a hybrid aesthetic system, right? That is what we do, right? Through the physique, through the purpose, the direction, the mission of life, through the daily non-negotiables, habits and routines and diary setup will allow you to perform physically and psychologically at your best across every aspect of your life, whilst having a world-class physique and a mastered internal game, so you can thrive, live life on your own terms, and become a man that you admire. Because you already know, guys, right? You already know what you want to do. That's the simple thing. You know what to do and you know what you want to do. If you know those things, right? It's as simple as giving you the structure, the alignment, and removing the stress, the guesswork from it all, making it a simple, clean-cut roadmap that you can align with, live it, breathe it, become it, and take things to the top. That's where I always come in for my guys. Because it's like, you're not unsuccessful by any means. You're actually doing better than 99% of the guys. But why would, you let good get in the way of great? Because the opposite of great isn't bad. The opposite of great is good. And average inputs always create average outputs. And if you're operating with average inputs right now, all your results will be average. They're never going to be savage. They're never going to be taken to the top. They're never going to be at the level you want, that you're going to feel confident with. You're always going to be beating yourself up thinking more. When it's always, guys, less done better with the correct system to align you with the mission, to guarantee you the purpose and long-term thinking so you can build a world-class physique, God-worthy physique, have complete productivity systems locked in during the day, and perform at your highest physical and psychological level across the board so you can fucking crush it, boys. That's what it's all about. And if you've made it this far, guys, if you're watching this and you've made it this far and it's actually hitting, it's giving you what you wanted, what you needed to hear, you're not alone. I have literally walked the walk, and it's by no fucking accident that I've built this system and managed to help over 1,000 guys do it, implement it, build a physique, build a life, build a brand, build a business. This is the exact system I use for all of my high-level clients so they can become undeniable in every domain of their life: physique, performance, productivity, and purpose, boys. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So guys, if this aligned, if this is applicable, if this is something that makes sense to you, literally there's going to be a link below in the description. Smash that, right? You're going to be speaking to me on WhatsApp. Smash it, fill it out, let me know where you're at, let me know where you want to go. I'll be able to provide you with some action steps and things that I do think are relevant for you to work on and work with. Even if you don't work with me directly one-to-one, I can give you the next best move, or even give you a couple of frameworks you can play with so you can align, so you can move, so you can operate and start getting the life you want dialed in. But I'm telling you what, right here, firsthand, guys, right? This is not a process or a program for immature people. This is about the long-term game. This is about guys that are going from good to great on a consistent basis and want to go from boy to man and seriously win. So if that's for you, click the link below. Let's work, let's talk. You're going to be speaking directly to me on WhatsApp on this phone right here. We'll chat away. If not, follow the Daily Habits at Lewis McFarlane Coaching on Instagram. And yeah, guys, I hope to see you on the inside. Much love. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Let's go.